Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tom Camp from Gigasound Productions. Today I'm going to be going through and going over a mix that I'm working on for my good client Drew Williams. This is his original song called Shadow. One of the really cool things about the song is it has a nice mid-90s to mid-2000s R&B style feel, almost like a D'Angelo song. So what we did is when we mic'd the drums, we put a Yamaha sub kick, a E602 inside the kick drum, and an SE4400 in order to get different tones and different style sounds. So the sub kick gives you your super lows. Your E602 inside the kick aimed at the beater gives that kind of clicky modern rock sound. And then the SE4400 gives you that nice kind of vintagey, almost jazz kick. Now, if we were just recording drums for this one style song, I might have opted to not have as many microphones on the kit, and we actually did take out some of the room mics just because they didn't fit this song. But when we were recording the 6 songs, we wanted to make sure that we gave each other our options. So it's really nice because now we're able to blend these and balance them. So we mixed the kick. The first thing we did was gated it. And what the gate does is the gate opens up to let the transient of the one sound that you want in with not letting anything else in. So you hear how we're just getting that piece of the kick drum and not getting all that hi-hat and snare. So next we did a lot of EQ processing to this. We took a ton of low and mids out of this thing. And it almost made it sound a little tubby. And then we took the Pultec, boosted about 20 hertz. Just gave it a little bit of a broad stroke. And then we had a parallel track where we took a lot of the lows out because of parallel processing. So what that does is you essentially create another copy of this original track and then you blend it to taste. So this one, so without this, so we took a little bit of that low out and then we compressed it with the TubeTech CL1B. So it gave it a little bit of that high clickiness back. And then on the whole drum group, we used this, and I highly recommend this plugin, TDR Nova. It's a dynamic EQ. It's pretty much a multi-band compressor on speed. So we just compressed a little bit of that extra lows around like 40 hertz. All right, so moving along, I'm going to talk about the overhead mic choice now. So for the overhead mics, we had C414s, but we also used another pair. We used Royer 122s. So the Royer 122s are ribbon mics, so it kind of gave us a little bit more of that darker. So when you blend them, all right. And of course, they're at a different volume now. I'll bring them up a little louder. So the first thing we did, we didn't do anything on that EQ yet. We didn't do anything on the Fairchild. We just boosted 12K. Use a very broad stroke. So you hear how all that high end kind of starts peeking out now. We'll bring that back down to where the volume was. And we did the same thing to the hi-hat. All right, so our overall sound's getting there. Now I'm going to talk about the side stick. I was really happy with what we were able to get with the side stick. Given that it was like an R&B style sound, we wanted the side stick to hit really hard. So the first thing we did, again, gate it. And then I used a really aggressive compressor, the DBX 160. Just getting a little bit of reduction, but it's giving it such a smack. And then a little EQ. So we boosted about 2.69, a little broad of a stroke. A little bit. And then we took out a little bit of about 280. So a little bit of that kind of low muffly stuff because we really wanted this to cut. All right, so next what we did is I didn't want to use the room mics for the Verb. because we definitely wanted a little bit of reverb on the snare, but we didn't want it on the overall kick. So we got rid of all of our room mics because it just didn't fit this song. So what I did was I took the Ocean Way plugin from UAD. I ran a demo of it. Unfortunately, the demo expired, so now I'm going to have to buy it. But this is a really cool plugin because it takes your instrument and drops it into these iconic rooms that are in Ocean Way Studios out in California. So here's the 2 rooms. You could pick your whatever room that you want to choose, and then you pick your source instrument. So for me, I did drums, and I did them in the corner. And then you have 3 pairs of microphones that you can move distance, move them as far out as you want. And you could even pick the kind of microphones and polar patterns. So right here we have a cardioid, then we go to Omni, kind of get a little bit more of that room sound. So I did that, blended to taste, and then I committed that. So I printed it to a stereo track, which is right up here. So I did not want, right here. So I didn't want to continue using my computer's DSP. So here's the room. So it's nice because it gives it a little bit of a natural room sound. We put a little bit extra reverb on it through the lexicon as well. And it kind of, it sounds natural, and it's not putting reverb on everything else. So when you blend it, so it's got a real nice sound. So now let's listen to the whole drum kit. All right, and then I did some processing on, let's get that back. Then I did some that's the bass plugin. I did some processing on the whole kit as a whole. So we took a little bit of the, around 500 hertz. So all that frequency. So we cut a little bit of that out just to kind of clean it up a little bit. And then I used one of my favorite plugins, the API Vision, and I did this just to kind of add a little bit of that API kind of harmonic sound and saturation. So it does something very subtle, but it's nice. All right, so let's hear the drums beforehand, before all the processing in the fake room and all of that. So here were the drums before. And then after. So it's got that nice clean, drum sound. Really great for the song, for the R&B feel. In the next video, I'm gonna go through, just kind of go down the line and start explaining the other different things that I was doing in the mix for our bass, our guitars, and we did some really cool stuff with the brass instruments. There's a really nice sax and brass solo on this song. So anyway, yeah, I look forward to making the next video for you guys.